May 17, 2006. The rugged and unforgiving terrain of southeastern Afghanistan. Operation Mountain Thrust. A major offensive to crush the Taliban resurgence and secure the region. The morning sun casts a harsh light over the jagged peaks and deep valleys of the Paktika, and Khost provinces. The air is thick with tension as coalition forces prepare to launch one of the largest and most challenging operations of the war. The Taliban, taking advantage of the rugged terrain and tribal loyalties, have regrouped and fortified their positions in the mountainous regions. The objective: to dismantle their stronghold and restore stability. The operation begins with a thunderous series of airstrikes. U.S. and NATO aircraft unleash precision-guided munitions on key Taliban positions, disrupting their command centers and supply lines. The explosions send shockwaves through the valleys, marking the start of an intense and decisive campaign. As the dust settles, ground forces move in. The lead element is a combined force of U.S. Marines, Army units, and Afghan National Army (ANA) troops. The coalition forces are prepared for a grueling fight, armed with heavy artillery, armored vehicles, and a wealth of combat experience. Their mission: to penetrate the Taliban strongholds, clear the area of insurgent fighters, and secure vital terrain. The coalition troops advance cautiously, navigating the treacherous mountain trails. The terrain is a maze of steep slopes, narrow passes, and dense forests. The Taliban, well acquainted with the landscape, use it to their advantage. Hidden in caves and fortified positions, they launch ambushes and guerrilla attacks, testing the resolve of the advancing forces. Enemy fire. 12 o'clock on the ridge. The shout comes over the radio as small arms fire erupts from the high ground. Troops return fire, seeking cover behind rocky outcrops and boulders. The sound of gunfire reverberates through the mountains as coalition forces engage the insurgents in fierce firefights. In response to the ambush, coalition aircraft circle overhead, providing close air support. The roar of jet engines and the flash of ordnance illuminate the sky as precision bombs target Taliban positions. The coordination between ground and air forces is seamless, but the enemy's tenacity makes each advance costly. Special forces teams are inserted behind enemy lines to conduct high-value targeting operations. They move stealthily through the mountainous terrain, gathering intelligence, disrupting enemy logistics, and neutralizing key Taliban leaders. Their operations are critical in undermining the Taliban's ability to coordinate and resupply. The battle intensifies as coalition forces push deeper into Taliban-held territory. The enemy launches counterattacks, attempting to retake lost ground and disrupt the coalition's advance. The terrain continues to be a challenge, with narrow passes and high altitudes adding to the difficulty of the fight. One of the key moments of the operation occurs when coalition forces encounter a heavily fortified Taliban position in the village of Shkin. The Taliban have entrenched themselves in a network of bunkers and defensive positions. The coalition launches a coordinated assault, combining infantry, armor, and artillery to breach the defenses. The fight is brutal, with close-quarters combat and intense firefights. By late May, after weeks of relentless fighting, the coalition forces begin to secure their objectives. The Taliban strongholds are dismantled, and key leaders are captured or killed. The operation is deemed a tactical success, but the cost has been high. The harsh conditions and fierce resistance exact a heavy toll on both personnel and equipment. As the operation concludes, coalition forces begin the process of stabilization and reconstruction. Efforts are made to restore order, rebuild infrastructure, and support the local population. The operation's success is marked by a significant reduction in Taliban activity in the region, but the challenges of counterinsurgency and rebuilding remain. Operation Mountain Thrust. A grueling and decisive offensive that tested the limits of endurance and resolve, marking a significant chapter in the fight against insurgency in Afghanistan.